Hi everyone, it's Justine here from House of Mahalo. Thanks so much for joining me and welcome to another video of the May You Be Inspired series. So all this month, on and off, I'm coming on to do videos that have been inspired by things I've seen other people do or other channels do. So this one is from Carolyn's Paper Therapy. I will link her channel and her video down below from where I saw this idea. Now it is similar to something that I've done before, but you know, with these things we see stuff, we immediately want to make something, and this is kind of what's happened today. So basically we have an envelope turned upside down. I've opened up the front side here, so this is going to be a little pocket, and then when you open it up, these two are little tuck spaces. Now, you have seen me do something like this in the past, but as I say, I saw Carolyn's video. I think it was in a flip through of her autumn journal or one of her autumn projects. But the way she did it was she actually had the envelope glued down on the page so that it flipped open, rather than, you know, it be part of the signature or an over the page thing. It was on the page. And I thought, well, you know, I've not done it that way before, so I thought I would come on and yeah, we would figure this out together and see what becomes of these. So I'm going to do mine in the Edith Holden theme. So I think we'll start on the insides first. So I've just got a couple of old envelopes here. Now I'm trying to decide whether to use Edith Holden text or printable. Now I think for this one definitely I will use Edith Holden because it's not a particularly heavy envelope, it's just a junk mail envelope. So I'm going to use Edith Holden for inside here. And I've got some of the Nature Notes text because I thought it would be it's lighter weight paper. And I'm sort of looking at these nice cursive kind of a text. So I'm not exactly sure how best to get this right, but I just want to measure where to cut basically. So basically I'm cutting underneath Wordsworth, and then I think it's basically pretty much the width of that text, isn't it? Would that be in the middle? Essentially, yeah. So if we were to cut on either side of that text, that should give us what we want. So just make a note to myself. So I'm going to go off and just get these cut down because I need to bring in my big trimmer and I don't have a lot of space on my desk right now. So I'll just cut down the panels and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've got my panels cut. I decided to go with digital for the wider envelope, just because the text wasn't quite wide enough, and also this is a thicker envelope, so I felt like it needed thinner paper, whereas this envelope's quite thin, so the Edith Holden text being, you know, quite thick would sturdy it up a little bit as well, but not needed on the other one. So yeah, I'm sorry I had to pause then. I'm struggling to bring my trimmer in today because I've got quite a few bits on my desk. I am in the middle of a tidy up, but I got bored. So yeah, I came on and thought, I'm just going to do something. Okay, so we're just simply gluing that in. It's just, you know, it's just to pretty up the background. It's, you know, not for anything in particular. Now, I have an idea for the front of the envelope. Now, in Carolyn's video, or Caroline, I'm sorry if I'm saying her name wrong, in her journal, she had a pocket on the front as well, or a little pocket in the front. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put in like a cover on mine, just because I feel like it, not for any reason other than that. Okay, so just leave that to dry. Looks nice. I do need to go in with some extra glue in, a usual story, but I'll sort that out later. Not important for today. So this digital, I've just, this is from one of the pages in My Porch Prints Botanical Kit. I thought the kit is quite, it's quite mixed in it, which is good, which is exactly what I wanted actually. So it's got a lot of green like field notes type pages, but then it's also got a few of these pages which are very floral, but in a sort of a sciencey vintage kind of a way, which I just thought went really quite nicely with Edith Holden. So now I'm just going to bring that in a tad if I can, if it's not already stuck. I did wonder whether to put washi down the middle here, because I'm not going the whole way across with the paper. I think I did that in a previous attempt at something similar to this, and I wasn't happy with the creasing in the paper. It didn't really take to the glue very well. I'm sure it's probably the way that I did it, so this time I thought I'll just do separate panels, and then when we come to fold the envelope we don't need to worry about, you know, what might happen really. The only difference is we obviously have that gap where I probably could do with bringing this one over a bit, but it's pretty well stuck, so I might put some washi down it or something, or I might just ink it. See how it looks inked. Let's see. Yeah, I think I might put some washi on there. Doesn't look terrible or anything, I'm just not a fan of how that looks. But we are doing fine. Okie dokie, so that's one and that is two. Now I'm not sure about how to decorate up the little tuck spot in the front just yet, so I do need to go in with some extra gluing, as you can see. But I will pause to do that because my tacky glue at the moment is not being very helpful. So let's give that a little bit of a burnish down. Like so. Okay, so I'm going to do the cover. It's this way. Make sure you've got it the right way. I'm going to do the covers now whilst I think about the inside some more. I just wanted to get those down whilst it was, you know, the front isn't bumpy. So I have pre-organised a few things, just so that I wasn't spending a huge amount of time making decisions, because me and decisions. Some days I have decisions come to me really, really quickly, and it absolutely amazes me. Other days, decisions just evade me, like completely evade me. And today I think was one of those days. So I thought, let me just do that off camera whilst I can think. And then, yeah, because I don't want this to be a hugely long video, because it is only a little project, you know. Yet another way for us to use our envelopes, which I know we all have a whole bunch of. I certainly do. Yep. It feels good though. I'm finally starting to use the things that I've got. Really the Sort It Out Saturday that I've been doing recently has really given me the kick up the bum, because I can finally see everything that I've got. It's been really easy to find stuff that I've wanted. It's been really easy just to get things organised, and yeah, just generally I have had a much nicer, fun, enjoyable time crafting, knowing where everything is. So if you've been not, you know, keeping your room organised, it may do you wonders. We're all different. For me, it's a creative block. If I don't know where everything is, then I get stuck. I like to see stuff so that I know exactly what I've got. Alrighty, so was thinking about using some of this, I don't know, is it cheesecloth? Some kind of netting behind here, like so. And then I've got some of this. This is actually wallpaper, which I think is in the Edith Holden pattern, I think. But either way, beautiful spring kinds of colours. So I'm just kind of coming in. I only had a small scrap of it. I just had a like a sample of it. So I wanted to basically have it going the whole way around. It wasn't big enough, so I've torn it up into little bits. I'm hoping I'll be able to sneak in, and underneath that veil, it's slightly veiled, sorry, slightly hidden, so I think we can get away with it being, what's the word? What is the word? Looking like it's going the whole way across, when actually we know that we've got little scraps of it. So that's what I'm doing there. So I'm just going to put the netting on the back, just because it's getting in the way a little bit of me trying to slide things in. Okay then, how best can we do this? I think I'll just lay it down and just start slipping in these pieces behind. I kind of want it to be that you can see this beautiful pattern on all sides. So something like that maybe. Where's this one going? There's something there. What are we missing? A little bit there. This is definitely not the way to do collage. My brain is just not working today, so I just thought, oh, save me faffing about, I would just do something like that, I think. So dare I do the top down method? Let's just, so this is something that I've seen 49 Dragonflies do, Barbara, and she just, when she's sure of what she wants where, she just comes in and just adds glue without moving anything. Which seems like a very, very good idea. So I'm hoping this is working. There we go. Alright, and then hopefully nothing has dislodged. Keeping the glue in my hand because it keeps erupting on me. Are you bored of me talking about glue problems? Because I certainly am bored of having glue problems. How's that? Are we all in? Oh, a bit more there actually. Okay, how's that? A bit more here. It's funny actually, I look at daisies now and they just remind me of Tanya from Tatty Treasure. I think because she's been doing such a big daisy project. I see daisies now and I just immediately think of her. And daisies is a nice thing to think of when you think of someone, huh? Okay. That's what we've got so far. So this is a die cut. This is the thing that's on the front. It was something that someone sent to me. And I thought, you know, it's missing part of the picture. So I thought we would add some bits. Seeing as this is kind of like a front cover, I suppose. I think that looks quite nice. I'll put them in. I am looking at it and thinking, does it need something else? And the reason I say that is because I always look at corners and I feel like we might want to get some more of that paper in, wallpaper, but I don't know if I've got enough. Right, I'm going to use the beacon just because it might glue across some of that netting. Might add another butterfly maybe. So I'm adding this one up here. So I'm overlapping the word sort of across across the picture, I suppose. In my head, I don't know how well it works, but in my head, it for me it brings the whole picture together then. Oops. Something like that maybe. That's pretty, isn't it? I feel like I should have rounded the corners, but that would obviously affect the tuck space on the inside. I might do some extra inking. I'm just going to bring the ink in a bit further just to see if that might help with the something missing. I don't know if it will, but I'm going to try it, because if we don't try these things, we'll never know, do we? Oh yeah, I think, believe it or not, I actually think that's really helped. Surprising really, isn't it? Just a little bit of inking can transform something in your mind's eye. So that's that one. As I say, I do need to have a think about what we're going to do about this part, what we're going to decorate it with, but for now I'm happy with that. So let's do the other. So for this one I wanted to do something fairly similar. Didn't have enough wallpaper, but I do have plenty of music sheet and netting. This picture, the one that's got June written on it, this one, this is from the book that's actually about Edith Holden herself. I can't remember the name of the book, but it's all about her life story and her artwork and stuff. Right. So this one we obviously want to cover up the junk mail writing. Have I got that the right way? Yeah. So I have to go this way, I think. It just covers it like that. Yeah, so this is just a little picture, which I thought would be, it was pretty much the perfect size, to be honest. It just happened to be on my desk, so I thought that'll do. That will do. So I'm going to use some of the same netting. The netting actually comes from some clothes, so, you know, get plenty of uses for our junk, don't we? Right, I kind of want, do I want the netting? I kind of want it a little bit more, less uniform. So, right, let's get the, let's get the music sheet down first. I'm sorry, I'm definitely in one of those brain not functioning, brain not working, computer says no kind of moods. So let's do this first. That'll be easiest, won't it? So I'm using the music sheet just to cover up the junk mail writing. Again, I'll do something similar to that one where I'll bring in the ink a bit further in. Now, what did we want to do? How do we want this to be? I suppose it's just going to be the whole way across. Do we want a little bit less netting? I feel like the netting is a little bit too big, so I'm just going to cut off a little piece. Let's see about this then. Maybe if we put it that side, I want it to be sort of layered up, you know, just a little hint of it peeking out. Like, no, definitely not in the right place. Let's try that. Yeah, it's just a little hint of it really. It's not anything, you know, doesn't, just adds a little bit of something. Okay, there we go. Glue is so gloopy. It's because I'm coming to the end of it, but I have so many half-finished bottles of this beacon because it just gets so, you know, so difficult to use by the time you get to the end of it. Okay, so we have that looking nice. So again, we're going to add a butterfly and a word. So the word this time is so that I could cover up June, because I don't want it to be, you know, tied to a specific date. And then I thought this butterfly would just finish things off nicely. So let's get those inked. And then, like I say, I think I'll bring in the ink like I did the other one. I did tea stain this envelope, but it does look quite white, so alright. These would have made nice little notebook covers actually, wouldn't they? Quite pretty. Right. So again, I'm trying to overlap the word as best I can, because there is, you know, there's not a huge amount of space, just to tie the whole piece in together. I actually saw, so this is a peacock butterfly, if you didn't know. I actually saw one around the corner from my house, out walking my dog. I don't know, it must have been last week sometime. And from, you know, working with the Edith Holden images, I am trying to take note of what the plants are or whatnot. I can't remember them all, but, you know, I am trying. And yeah, because of that, I could say, hey, that's a peacock butterfly. And I recognised it. It was a nice thing. So yeah, I'm just bringing in that ink a bit more. Vintage it up a bit. It's just vintage photo I'm using, and it really does transform things sometimes. Okay, so I've just popped a little bit of washi down the middle of each one. Really just because I didn't like the gap, and I suppose that gives it a little bit of strength as well as some colour. So now we need to think about what we're going to do with the bees. Now I do have some ideas, but to be honest, I haven't fully worked it out. One idea I have is to stamp over them. Now I'm not sure what colour to use. I like to use this copper, but I'm also wondering whether to use the distress ink. So we're going to use both probably, because when I can't decide, I just go with both. So we're just going to do some random stamping, and really this is just to give this flap a bit of interest. I have thought about, you know, whether we should be putting some like papers down or something, and that would probably work as well. But I don't know. It's one of those things where sometimes you're just not sure. So I kind of thought, let's just go with that, and then if we don't like the stamping, we can cover it up, can't we? Right, so that's one. Looks fine. So let's just move that out of the way. Before I do the other one, I will double check. On this one, I was thinking about having, I've got these words from the Botanical Dreams kit from Rach and Bella Crafts. So I thought maybe we could have those down there. So you don't really see a lot of that stamping anyway, it's just in the background, which I think is fine. And I'll probably do some more inking. And then I thought we could maybe have a butterfly up there. So let's just go with it, because at the end of the day we're going to have things in the pockets. I don't know what yet. I'll probably just put some little tags in these two, and then obviously they'll probably be kit tags or die cut tags, you know, just something thin and light. And then I will make a card to go in the pocket in the front, which I imagine I'll probably use some scrapbooking paper or something like that, you know, some book page or something nice. But I definitely do not have the mojo to make that today, I'm afraid. I think my brain power is running out today, as is my glue, to be honest with you. Alright, let's just get these bits stuck down, and at the end of the day, if I don't like these pieces together, so obviously I was following the idea of Carolyn's paper therapy, or Caroline's paper therapy, where she had, you know, she had it flip out, so these two pieces would be shown together. If I end up not liking it like that, I can just simply, you know, use these in a page in a journal, or as a page in a journal, sorry, or, you know, split them up in some way like that. You know, they don't have to stay together if I decide that I'm not a fan. It's just because I like the decoration that I'm adding now standalone. Together, it's probably too much, but I just couldn't think what to do. I don't know what was up with me today. It just wasn't like, you know, I think just sometimes the ideas just don't come to you, and yeah. Yeah, and in this case, I just couldn't think of what I could decorate these flaps with. I think the easiest thing would have been just to add some paper, some decorative paper. That probably would have been a lot easier. But yeah, I just wasn't feeling it, so I've gone with this, which I do like. I just don't know if it's too much together, side by side, you know. On their own, I think it looks really nice, but together it might be a little bit much, but we'll see. You know, I can always change up how I plan on using these pieces. You know, nothing has to stay the same. Now, I think I should probably add some glue to the sides here, just because of how I'm using it as a little tuck. I think that would be a smart idea, and then that way nothing can fall out of the sides like that. I don't know if we should have put some glue, probably. I think because we're using this ideally side by side, I think I'll just put some glue down the center as well. If I was putting this into a signature, I wouldn't bother, because sewing it into the signature breaks up the pockets. But because these are going ideally, hopefully, side by side, I feel like, yeah, maybe it needs to be together. Just trying to decide whether to put that in. So that's one. And in terms of something to go in the pockets, I was thinking like this kind of a thing where it's just a simple, you know, light tag, but I need to go find something. Right, let's leave that open to dry. Yeah, I really like these. I like these words. They've got little pictures on them as well. So, you know, you don't have to add extra fussy cuts or whatnot. The only thing is the font sizes are different, so side by side maybe it's a little bit weird, but I'm not going to focus on that because once I see things I can't unsee them. Right, oh, and then the only other thing I will do is I just want to bring in the ink in more, like we did on the front, because I do think that did help. So, oops, let's do that as well. Just to get rid of, I did tea stain these, but they just came out a little bit too white. All right, yeah, I think that will be fine. Right, and now for this one, because we've got a lot of decoration in the background, I just wanted something quite simple, but that would still go, and still, you know, Edith Holden-y. So I've just got some little fussy cuts and words from the books. I'm just wondering whether something simple. My issue is I don't know whether to stamp or stencil the back. I think on this one what we'll do is we'll stencil lightly so that it's less, you know, it's light as opposed to in your face. So let's do that. So I'm just going to use my Tim Holtz Flourish. It's one of my favourite stencils, and I'm just using the vintage photo quite lightly with, you know, a brush, just so that you get a little bit, you don't get a huge amount. I think that's probably best. So stencil rather than stamp, I think, is my preference. And now I know. You know, at the end of the day, all these things are incredibly new to me, so I'm still learning what my preferences are, and now I know. I think my preference is definitely stenciling, so there we go, we have made progress. Okie dokie, so let's, oh yes, see, that just, it's strange, isn't it? A little bit of stenciling has just woken that up a bit. So now those pieces don't look so forlorn and lost. Yeah, I'm just wondering whether we want anything else like this behind the words. No, probably not. Should we just keep it simple? I don't usually do simple, do I? I don't think simple's in my vocabulary. Let's just see. Can always add to them later, can't we? And then for this one, for the pockets, I'll do the same thing. I'll make a card for the front pocket, because I want something with a tab on it. I'll add a tab, you know. And then for in these pockets, so this is a wider envelope. So instead of tags, I'm going to put in or find / make something that goes horizontally, more of like a square kind of a shape, or like a rectangle kind of a shape, I suppose, is what I will do for in here. But again, I don't have anything. I actually need to make some tags. You know, we've focused so much on pockets so far in, you know, doing all of the Edith Holden and botanical stuff. And I haven't actually spent any time making tags, which is shocking for me, because usually it's my favourite thing to make. But I think because I've been trying to branch out and try new things, a lot of the new ideas are in the form of pockets and flips and things like that. That's probably what it is, isn't it? So I think we'll have to spend some time making some tags, which will be nice. It'll be nice to, as much as I like pushing myself out of my comfort zone and trying new things, I think it will be nice to do some tags. My only worry is whether to video them. So if you would like to see me make some Edith Holden tags, then please do let me know. I can't imagine them being anything, you know, particularly groundbreaking, but if you would like to see them and whatnot, then just, yeah, let me know so that I know to video it. Otherwise I'll just make up some bits and bobs as and when, you know. But yeah, I definitely need to spend a bit of time making some tags up. That's a very pretty pastel pink, isn't it? Pink Campion. I can't say whether I have seen this in the wild myself. There we go. I thought, because this is quite I imagine this is, you know, designed, the backing paper is designed to be like a botanical book, you know. I thought having this down here would be quite a nice addition to it. You know, go with the botanical type of a vibe, I guess. So that is that one. I think this is my favourite. To be fair, I preferred working with the larger size anyway. Just find it easier. I don't know why. So yeah, we've got this in here for something. Now we could always open up the top here and have this as a top loader, or open up the side. I haven't quite decided yet. I just wanted to really do it the way Caroline did it in her video, because it obviously is, oh, we need to do that, don't we? It is inspired by something that I've seen on her channel. So as I said at the beginning, I'll link her channel and her video down below as where I saw the idea. As I say, I have done them before, but I haven't done them exactly in this way. So yeah, so it's very much, yeah, I saw her video and thought, oh, that would be a good idea, let's do that. And so therefore, inspired by her channel. So yeah, just closing that up so nothing can fall out of our little tuck spots that we've got in the front. And there you go, another idea for your envelopes. I know we've used a lot of envelopes in this series. That's partly because I've been sitting on a lot of them for a very long time. That's partly the reason. And the other part is because you can just do so many different things with envelopes, and you know, they end up looking pretty nice. So as I say, this one, the intention was to have this side glued down, and it basically becomes this like flip with tuck and a tuck. Yeah, once that's glued, and then we've got the pocket there. That one I like as a whole piece, definitely. This one I'm not convinced about. This one I think I would prefer to put this in a different kind of a way. So possibly have it where, like, that on its own looks lovely. That on its own, once we've got a tag in it, if we pretend that's there, for example, is going to look lovely. So I think this one I'll probably change up the idea slightly and either put it in as part of a signature, or yeah, do that so that these two sides are later in the book as opposed to side by side. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it side by side, is there? Not sure. Let's just see. Maybe it will help if we actually put some tags in it, and then we can sort of see how it would look. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not convinced by this one. As nice as it does look, I do think this one maybe needs some rethinking when it comes to embellishing. This one I love. So I hope you've enjoyed that video. As I say, check out Caroline's channel if you've not come across her before. I'm just going to put in a bit of extra glue whilst I'm talking, because this is where I saw the idea. I will link below, and yeah, I look forward to checking out some more channels that you have recommended to me. Yeah, I look forward to checking those out, and as I say, yeah, just through the month of May I'll be just trying out different things that I've seen as part of this little inspired by type series. So yeah. Right, I will leave it there. I've waffled on long enough, haven't I? Okay, well, thanks ever so much for joining me, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye for now.